The next pandemic is inevitable. While we don't know what disease or when, countries need to prepare. Strong vaccination programs are one way that countries can prepare to protect their populations. We've learned from the 2009 influenza and 2020 COVID-19 pandemics that having a strong seasonal influenza vaccination program prepares countries to respond. Countries with an existing seasonal influenza vaccination program achieved faster and more efficient pandemic vaccine introduction and reached higher coverage levels during past pandemics. WHO recommends that all countries should consider implementing seasonal influenza immunization to protect their population from annual epidemics and enable pandemic preparedness. Annual influenza vaccination programs make sure that countries have the experience and resources they need to quickly vaccinate during a pandemic. This includes experience developing national policies for adult vaccination, capacities for data and monitoring, trained staff, adaptable communications and other campaign materials, and experience reaching adult populations. Annual influenza vaccination keeps priority groups like health workers, pregnant women, older adults, and people with chronic conditions from becoming severely ill, thereby keeping people out of hospital. Annual influenza vaccination also reduces the number of seasonal influenza-related deaths, particularly among older adults and people with chronic conditions. Annual influenza vaccination programs help countries save money by reducing the number of hospitalizations and health workers' sick days. Seasonal influenza vaccines can be co-administered with other vaccines, such as the COVID-19 vaccine, during health visits. Procurement of seasonal influenza vaccines each year supports pandemic preparedness by maintaining global production capacity. This can increase the global supply of pandemic vaccines. WHO has resources to support countries in developing or expanding their influenza vaccination programs. To learn more, visit the WHO Seasonal Influenza Vaccination Toolkit. We all have a role to play in preparing for the next pandemic. What can you do?
Idol worshippers, people who lived in total rebellion against the living God. Moses said, Exodus 23:32, "You shall make no covenant with them, nor with their gods." You understand, if people have false gods, and you make a covenant with those people, you are also making a covenant with their gods. Now, I'm going to say something that I trust will not offend anybody. And I say it simply because my desire is to help people. One extremely common example of that in our contemporary culture in the Western world is Freemasonry. Because a person who becomes a Mason makes a covenant with those who are Masons.
You know, in the last 24 hours, dare I even go here? Sure, why not? It is amazing how many people in the last 24 hours, politics aside, how many people are posting, "I stand with Ukraine." Okay. In scrolling, I didn't have much time to scroll yesterday. I've seen one post say, I stand with the United States of America. Okay. Wouldn't it be refreshing if the church stopped standing with nations but started standing with Christ? My hope is not in Putin. My hope is not in Zelensky. My hope is not in Trump. My hope is not in Vance. My hope is in Jesus Christ, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. That's where my hope is.